In this video, we are taking you on an exciting journey to Dominicana and through the oldest city in the Americas, Santo Domingo. So we are now inside the first lake, underground. This is really cool. Welcome to Santo Domingo, the oldest continuously inhabited European city in the Americas, where the story of the New World began. More than 5 centuries ago, in 1492, the explorer Christopher Columbus arrived on the island of Hispaniola during his first voyage across the Atlantic. He claimed the island for the crown of Spain, and his arrival marked the beginning of a new era that would forever change the history of the Caribbean and the Americas and lay foundations for the future state of Dominicana. Encountering the Taino people who had lived here for generations, the Spanish began gradual conquest of the New World and established their first settlements. In 1498, Columbus's brother, Bartholomew, founded the city of Santo Domingo along the banks of the Ozama River. Walking through the cobblestone streets of the colonial zone today is like stepping back into the early 1500s. Many of the buildings here are the first of their kind ever constructed in the Americas. From this city, expeditions were launched that would explore and conquer vast territories across the Americas. Santo Domingo quickly became the gateway to the New World, a place where cultures met, clashed, and reshaped the course of history. Today, Santo Domingo's colonial zone is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, preserving the architecture, streets, and stories of the first European capital of the Americas. As we explore its plazas and centuries-old buildings, we're not just visiting a historic city, we're walking through the birthplace of the new Americas and the Dominican Republic itself. Centuries later, the island would once again stand at the center of history. After periods of Spanish and Haitian rule, Dominican patriots rose up in the 19th century to create their own nation. In 1844, revolutionaries proclaimed independence at the Puerta del Conde, raising the first Dominican flag and declaring the birth of the Dominican Republic. Numerous monuments and historic sites throughout Santo Domingo commemorate this moment, when the city once again became the stage for a turning point in Caribbean history. So in this first video from our visit to Dominicana, we explore the best that Santo Domingo offers, from historic sites, hidden gems of the colonial district, Independence Day celebrations, to some unexpected wonders of nature.
Today we're going to explore the oldest city in the Americas, founded in the late 15th century by the Columbus brothers during the second voyage of Christopher Columbus to the Americas. It is a magnet for tourists from around the world because of its beautiful Zona Colonial that features the oldest cathedral in the New World, the oldest hospital, university, and numerous residences and fortifications that survived the test of time. But we're going to start with El Malecon, the beautiful boulevard that stretches alongside the capital city along the Caribbean coast. That starts from the downtown area and leads us to the beautiful Zona Colonial. Let's go.
Running along Avenida George Washington, the Malecon is more than just a road. It's a stage where the rhythm of Santo Domingo plays out every single day. On one side, the endless blue of the Caribbean Sea. On the other, hotels, restaurants, parks, joggers, and the pulse of the city. There are places in the world where history feels distant, locked behind museum glass or buried in textbooks. And then there are places like Zona Colonial in Santo Domingo, where history surrounds you on every street corner. This is the oldest European city in the Americas. The city became the starting point of Spain's New World Empire. From here, expeditions launched into the unknown to expand the Spanish Empire. For years, the district fell into neglect. Many historic buildings deteriorated, and tourists preferred going elsewhere, predominantly to all-inclusive Dominican resorts. But over the last decade, something remarkable has happened through major restoration projects and investment in cultural preservation. The neighborhood has experienced a true revival. Historic ruins have been cleaned up, secured, and documented. Signages were installed both in English and Spanish, and archaeological excavation works continue. Today, Zona Colonial feels alive again. Historic homes have become boutique hotels, art galleries. Colonial courtyards host many museums or lively restaurants and bars. Historic landmarks have been restored, and the historic area has been declared UNESCO World Heritage Site. Zona Colonial, and we're going to tour the historic quarter now, from the main square to the cathedral. The historic quarter is really well preserved, and there are many museums around that you can visit if you decide to stay a few days in Santo Domingo before you head to explore the island's famous coast. Here stands the first cathedral ever built in the Americas. Just a few steps away is the Alcázar de Colón, the former palace of Diego Columbus. These are not replicas or reconstructions. They are the originals, standing exactly where history unfolded. Stepping inside the cathedral feels like entering a different century. Built in the early 1500s from warm coral limestone, its thick stone walls and soaring vaulted ceilings create a quiet, reverent atmosphere that contrasts with the lively streets outside. You can visit the cathedral by entering through the back garden where ticket booths are located. Next, we are visiting the Ozama Fortress. the oldest military structure built by Europeans in the Americas, dating all the way back to the early 1500s. Walking through the main gate entrance, you step into a place that once protected the very first colonial city of the New World. Construction of the fortress began in 1502 under the orders of Spanish governor Nicolás de Ovando. At the time, Santo Domingo was the center of Spain's expanding empire in the Caribbean, and the city needed protection. Pirates, rival European powers, and rebellious forces all threatened the young colony, so the Spanish conquerors built a stronghold at the edge of the Ozama River. The massive stone walls, built from coral limestone, were designed to defend the mouth of the Ozama River, the main gateway into the city. Any ship approaching Santo Domingo would have passed directly under the watch of the fortress. Over the centuries, the fortress also served as a prison. Political prisoners, rebels, and independence fighters were once held within these thick walls that today host historical museum. For Dominicans, the fortress is not just a colonial monument. It is also tied to the long struggle for national identity and independence throughout 19th century and beyond. Visitors wander through the open courtyard, climb the ancient tower, and stand on the ramparts where cannons once guarded the river. The fortress stands as a powerful reminder of where the nation's story began. You can start your walking tour of the historic district from one of the many colonial gates that have survived over the centuries, some still guarded by ancient cannons, others recently renovated and open to public. Every year on February 27th, Dominican Republic celebrates one of the most important moments in its history, Independence Day. From early morning, the atmosphere across the city begins to change. Dominican flags appear everywhere. Military and costume parades appear across the city. Government officials visit the nation's most symbolic landmarks in the colonial zone. The day marks the moment in 1844 when Dominican patriots declared independence from Haitian rule, led by national heroes like Juan Pablo Duarte. Crowds gathered early along Avenida George Washington, the city's famous seaside boulevard, waiting for the annual military parade. It's a powerful display of national pride. Not just a military parade, but a tribute to the country's independence and sovereignty. Pantheon Nacional is a mausoleum and national monument in the historic center of the capital. It honors many of the Dominicana's most important figures, especially national heroes. The building was originally constructed in 1714 as a Jesuit church. In 1956, during the dictatorship of Rafael Trujillo, it was converted into the National Pantheon. Today it is open to public, and you can often witness the ceremonial folding of the flag before the Pantheon door closes for the night.
¡Viva la República Dominicana!
Next, we are heading outside of the city center to explore a hidden underworld with freshwater lakes known as Tres Ojos, Three Eyes National Park. It is easily accessible with taxi or Uber ride of about 15 to 20 minutes from Zona Colonial.
Ya yo no estoy como antes, ya se han cambiado las cosas, porque todo se me importa si alguna mujer me deja seguido me busco.
The name, Three Eyes, comes from the three striking natural lagoons that sit inside enormous limestone caves formed thousands of years ago. You can buy a tour online, or simply get to the main gate and buy individual access tickets that allow you to explore the caves and the park above it.
So this is the first cave with the lake. We're going to descend there in a moment. And this was just 15 minutes taxi ride from the old town. So this side has three large caves with underground lakes. This is the fresh water from the mountains underground that gets here all the way close to the coast in Santo Domingo. So we're now inside the first lake underground. You can see the cave behind us. And I wish we could swim, but unfortunately it is not allowed, to protect the local environment and all the fish that live inside. going now to the second lake. The grand finale of the trip is getting in one of those boats and cruising into the underground tunnels.
The highlight of the visit is the fourth hidden lagoon, where a small wooden raft takes visitors across a short underground waterways into an unexpected chamber.
This is really cool.
Una amarilla también compré y una verde. De cada una compré dos.
Next week, próxima semana. Look at this. Imagine that this is hidden pretty much in the city. Oh yeah.
Jakiś świątek, Lewandowski, no.
Ganowski,
Jan
Pablo
conoces mucho.
Pablo Drugi,
Sí.
Wędrowska.
Wędrowska?
Wędrowska.
No conozco. Vale. Wojciechowska. Martyna Wojciechowska posible, ¿no? Una que hace viajes en todo el mundo.
Bueno, habla muy buen español. ¿De dónde?
Vale, vivimos en Barcelona, por eso.
Por eso.
A visit here isn't just sightseeing. It's stepping into a hidden underground world, carved by nature over thousands of years. Within a walking distance from the hidden lakes, there's another famous landmark of Dominicana, Faro de Colón, Lighthouse of Columbus, a monument unlike anything else in the Caribbean. Standing on the eastern edge of Santo Domingo, the Columbus Lighthouse is one of the country's most striking landmarks. Built in the shape of a giant cross, this massive monument was inaugurated in 1992 to commemorate 500 years since Christopher Columbus arrived in the Americas. Inside the lighthouse is a museum with exhibits and artifacts from countries around the world, each paying tribute to Columbus's legacy.
So supposedly this is where Christopher Columbus is buried. Now the Dominicans believe this is actually the coffin of Christopher Colon, known as Columbus.
While the Dominican Republic maintains that his remains are housed here, Spain asserts that Columbus is buried in Seville Cathedral. DNA testing in Spain has supported the claim of the remains in Seville, but some historians believe the bones may have been divided or misidentified over centuries of transfers. Whether admired for its bold architecture or its historical mystery, the Faro de Colón stands as a unique and interesting stop in Santo Domingo. Next, we are venturing into the city network of public transport, which was one of the positive surprises of our visit. Clean, safe, well interconnected, and well designed. The metro has 2 lines, an additional cable car line connecting suburban poorer neighborhoods with the downtown metro lines. There's a different way to see Santo Domingo, one that lifts you above the noise, above the traffic, and into a whole new perspective of the city. The cable car, known locally as the Teleférico, was originally built to help residents commute more easily across the city. But today, it's become one of Santo Domingo's most unique attractions, and it's easy to see why. It's raw. It's a real life, not a tourist zone, and it's beautifully spread across both sides of the Ozama River. Unlike crowded tourist buses or walking tours, the cable car offers something different, a quiet moment above it all. Just you, the view, and the rhythm of the city beneath your feet. And the best part, it's incredibly affordable, making it one of the most accessible ways to explore Santo Domingo from a completely new angle. Next, we are venturing to taste some authentic local food. Dining at El Conuco feels like stepping straight into Dominican culture. The restaurant is colorful and lively, with traditional decor that sets the tone for an authentic experience. The food is rich, hearty, and full of flavor. Classic dishes like mofongo and stewed meats really stand out, and portions are generous. Service is generally warm and attentive, adding to the welcoming atmosphere. The overall experience is worth it for anyone wanting a true taste of Dominican cuisine. While we have not ventured at night outside of historic center, Zona Colonial was vibrant and lively until late. And we found it very safe overall, even in some of the secluded streets in the area. So definitely part of the experience to immerse yourself in the street music and nightlife scene.
So while the beaches in Dominican Republic are known for its picturesque beauty and standards, unfortunately in Santo Domingo you can't really find a nice clean beach in the downtown area to swim. You have to go outside to the towns of Boca Chica or a little farther, which we will go and see and explore. In the core area of the city, while in theory you can enter the sea, it's quite polluted, as you can see behind me, which is unfortunate and quite sad, given how beautiful the sea is.
While there has been many positive surprises during our visit to Santo Domingo, the amount of trash along the coast of Malecon in downtown was not something that we could get over easily. In such a representative area of the capital city, surely local administration could do more to clean up and protect the coastal environment. So, if you want to enjoy a clean Caribbean beach while in Santo Domingo, your best option is to get a taxi or Uber outside of the city to Boca Chica, Playa Caribe, or Guayacanes. You can also book a day trip, hop on a bus or boat, and venture into Saona Island, east from Santo Domingo, a tropical paradise that will leave you with lasting memories and true Caribbean experience. That, however, we are leaving for our next video from Dominicana. So hit subscribe and stay tuned. As always, if you have any questions, please drop in the comments below.